Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. In true fashion, it's been a hot minute since I uploaded a YouTube video, and I apologize, but you know, I like to complain that I don't have a life and then I'm never home. So, I don't know, it's whatever. But this is a video that you guys have been anticipating for a while, ever since my FMTV video came out. I have a lot of friends who are about to go to Field Med, and they're like, hey, can you do Iraq? English, Natalie, English, speak to the people. a ruck packing video. And you know, it seems fine and dandy, and it's like, yeah, I could do a ruck packing video. That's not that hard, that's not a huge deal. And then I realized my ruck's underneath my bed, and like it pulls up, and it's a little compartment down there. And there's so many things that go into it, and I'm not mentally prepared to do that. I've already done it about 47,000 times. It's redundant, I'm sick of it. So what I'm going to do is I have a whiteboard. I'm going to illustrate for the people how to properly, this is gonna be a long video. I'm going to demonstrate how to properly pack a ruck via my amazing artistic abilities. So I do have a couple things that I don't have packed that I'm going to show you that are like legitimate things that go in your ruck and like how to put them in there. So it's not completely useless, but if you came here to watch me pack my ruck, I'm packing it via my whiteboard, so don't get too excited. Yeah, so cue the intro.
You want the best of my heart, you just gotta see the good in me. 'Cause I could be the rain in your desert sky.
After having the longest introduction beforehand, I don't think I need to talk to you guys anymore. But I think I still have a emailed list of everything that goes into your rucksack for hikes as far as FMTV goes. So if it's inserted somewhere on the screen, go ahead and pause and take a screenshot, or don't. I don't think you guys are gonna have access to this stuff before Field Med, so I mean, it's not really gonna help you, but I'll try to put a list somewhere on the screen. But with that being said, let's start talking about how to pack your rucksack. In my opinion, I have a really bad hips, but I always packed my weight towards the bottom anyway and carried all of the weight on my hips. I had a process where I would tighten my ruck as tight as possible, and I would leave it on my shoulders for most of the hike, and then when my shoulders would get tired, I would buckle the part that goes here, and I would always put it above my hip bone, and I would buckle it kind of on my belly button, so my whole ruck just like sat on my hips, and I would loosen my shoulder straps and just put all the weight down there. And then when my hips started to hurt, I would vice versa, switch it around, tighten my shoulder straps, unbuckle my hip belt, and kind of do it that way. The hikes aren't really long enough. Like when you get to the fleet and you're doing like 20 milers, 26 milers, that kind of thing, then that process works a lot better. But for like an 8 miler, you're maybe only gonna have to switch once. You could probably even make it through the whole 8 mile with it just on your hips. It's all preference and physical fitness and all that jazz. And the technique on how to pack your ruck that I'm gonna draw for you guys here. This is like all of your weight is distributed towards the bottom of your rucksack. Most of your weight's gonna be on your hips. If you're a female and you're worried about your hips, unless you go in there with like a pre-existing like super bad hip injury, you'll be fine. I was a gymnast for 16 years. I have really bad arthritis. God, that makes me sound old, but I do. I have really bad arthritis, specifically in my left hip. It gets to the point where sometimes when it rains, like it hurts for me to even get out of bed. Like I'm mid-20s trapped in a fucking 80-year-old body, but whatever. So you're not gonna hurt yourself. You'll be okay. The course is designed for people to pass. You're not gonna break your hips. Just don't be doing stupid shit. You'll be okay. Anyway, moving on to how we're gonna do this. So, I'm going to draw a very poor outline of a rucksack. Like this. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see that without like being a weird glare from the sun. Haha, over here. This is where we're gonna hold it. Okay. So I know this looks semi-inappropriate currently at this moment. I'm not an artist, never claimed to be, never will I claim to be because I can't draw for shit. But this is essentially your main pack. This is like the big flap that goes on the top that you like close it with. These are obviously the straps. Do you see where we're going with this? This is your isomat. And Field Med, I know for East Coast, they wanted all of us to be cohesive, and the females voted for it to be on the bottom. If you guys get to take a vote, I would suggest putting it on the bottom, because if you put it to one side or the other and you already pack your pack very unevenly, just even though the isomat's maybe like a pound, like it makes a difference in throwing off your balance. So if you get the choice, I would put it on the bottom. If you don't have a choice, I would put it on the left side versus the right. I don't have a reason for that. It's just how, if it's not down here, it's always on my left side. So it's just a normacy thing for me and not really like a need to do. So this bottom part right here actually has its own, this part right here, it's like closed off from the rest of the rucksack. But this is a little compartment, okay? So it's got like a zipper and it's its own compartment. God, that's annoying. I decided to switch camera angles because the lighting, and I think we found something that'll work. Okay, so as I was saying before, the sun rudely interrupted me like it's doing right now. Okay, hold it like this. There we go. This bottom part is its own compartment. So the only thing I would keep in this bottom section down here is my sleeping system. So there's a specific way that you want to fold your sleeping system. You're going to take it vertically, fold it in half again, and you want to put all of the pieces to your sleeping system together. This kind of sounds confusing, and if you guys really, really want me to, I can do a video with the whole actual process of packing your rucksack. So comment down below if that's something that you really want to see, but I'm going to try to explain it to you like this first, and that feedback will determine if there's another video to this. So you're gonna fold it in half again after you put everything together. You're gonna put your bivy sack, your whoopee, like all of that, your sleeping bag, everything is going to go. You're gonna hold it all up, and you're gonna put it together, and then you're gonna fold it in half a bunch of times, and then you're gonna roll it up like a sleeping bag, almost exactly like you put a sleeping bag back in its container, right? And then what I usually do is you wanna keep it, it's gonna be like the foundation of your rucksack, okay? So you kind of want it to have almost like a cubed-like shape. And when you roll it up like a sleeping bag and you kind of like squish it down, it'll get that cube shape naturally. But what helps with that even more is this beautiful thing called a waterproof bag. So this actually has my deserts and my frog gear and all that shit in it, because I pulled it out just for the purpose of showing you what a waterproof bag looks like. So, and you get little ones. You will get some of these in Field Med, at least East Coast we got them, because it literally pisses on you 24/7, but whatever. So your shit's gonna get wet, but in these it really doesn't, unless you get a shitty one that like has a hole in it. So check your stuff, please. So, like this has deserts, PT gear, frog gear in it. Like that's almost all of my uniform items in this bag. And it's nice because you can put your sleeping system in here. So pretend all this stuff is my sleeping system. It's like a little donut, little sleeping bag kind of arrangement. Perfect. So you're gonna put it in there like that. You can get a friend if you need a friend. And then you're just gonna roll it down, and you can kind of hear the air already coming out of it. And you're just gonna roll, roll, roll. Then you have these little buckles on the side, and you can buckle it up. And then you just kind of take the straps on each side like this, and you just pull down. Oh God, about to break my shit. And you pull down, and you can hear all the air coming out of it. You squeeze it a little bit more. and it's kind of lopsided. That was a very, very poor way of showing you guys how to do that, but you got the gist of it. I'm doing it on my knee. I'm also doing it in front of a camera, and it's whatever. So when you get this little cube-like thing, obviously it's going to be bigger because it's going to be your sleeping system and not a couple uniforms. So not to scale, but also same concept. So you're going to get it like this. You're going to put it in the bottom part of your rucksack, and then you're going to zip it up, and that's the only thing that goes in this part of your rucksack. This part down here, the only thing going down there, sleeping system in your waterproof bag. That's it. It's the only thing. Then, after you place it in this beautiful compartment, you're gonna go to your main sack. So, all this is gone, we're done with it. We already talked about the isomat and that little pocket down at the bottom, okay? Now we're talking about the main pack itself. So, your sleeping system's gonna be down here. The next thing you're gonna put in your ruck, assuming they don't make you wear it, because in Field Med they don't, you're gonna take your flak apart. So your flak will come apart. In the Field Med ones, they come apart in 2 pieces. If you're out in the fleet ones come apart in like 40 different pieces, whatever. Do not pull your ripcord to take your fucking flak apart. That's unnecessary. Just Velcro top half and the bottom half and make it into 2 big pieces. So you got your front piece and your back piece, and they fold in on top of each other to make perfect little squares. Then you're going to place them in your rucksack like you would place them on the ground. Don't place them like vertically, just take them like this and just set them in there like this, okay? So it makes a little table area. It's exactly what you want. After your flak, you're going to take these handy dandy little things that suck because in Field Med you have to hike with a pair of extra boots in your in your ruck because they add more weight. That's literally the only purpose for them. So you're gonna have your flak pieces in there like this, and then you're gonna put your boots like this, or like this if you prefer. Actually, this way's smarter, do it like this, okay? So kind of how they go in a shoebox. So you got your flak and then your boots, okay? That's gonna be most of your weight right there. All set up, just doing its thing already. After you put your boots, you're going to have, hopefully, if you're lucky enough, if you don't get these issued to you and you know that you're staying, like if you're going to Field Med and then you're going to a clinic afterwards, don't waste your money on like buying these because that's kind of pointless unless like you camp a lot and then these are actually really great. But if you do go to Field Med and you plan on staying greenside, I really would suggest buying some of these. You do get them issued to you, so to each their own, I guess. If you want to spend the money on it, spend the money on it, but if you ain't got the coin, you ain't got the coin, don't waste your money. But these are great. So I would put my flak, my boots, and then I had 2 of these that I would put the clothing items that are on your list. I think for Field Med, we had an extra set of camis, a boonie, a regular cover, and I don't even remember. It feels like it was forever ago, but it really wasn't. But clothing items, super light clothing items, they all fit in here. You just kind of scrunch them all up, and then you're gonna put them on top of your shoes in a row. So like you're gonna have them in the little donuts, like this little donut right here. Okay, so your boots are gonna be, is this tall enough? Okay, so you got your flak, and then your boots. You know what, we're just gonna do this together. Flak, boots. You can't see this, but you get the gist of it, okay? Flak, boots, and then you're gonna put this in there and you're gonna line them up. How many you have? You can fit 3. You're probably only gonna need 2, so put them in there just like that. And then after you put your clothing items in there, you have like the extra space on the side from where everything else was, you can put things like your e-tool and your canteen. I always would just put in the little like water bottle pouch on the side. But your e-tool, you're gonna wanna put it in your bag, because if you try to molly it on the outside of your ruck, you're gonna be listening to the whole time you're rucking. It's so annoying. So don't do that. Just put it inside your bag with all the other random little things. You can just kind of shove them in places that they fit. And then lastly, you're going to put your tarp over everything to canvas it. So your tarp's gonna go, everything's underneath, your tarp's gonna go on top, folded in a square, just like your flak and your sleeping system. Your sleeping system's more of a cube, but you know what I mean? So you're gonna flop your tarp on top. You always want your tarp on top, because if it starts raining, you're gonna wanna be able to grab that shit pretty fast. And then just place your Kevlar on top of everything, seal the deal, close the bag, and there you have it. You have a packed rucksack. It's not really as complicated as people want to make it seem. People stress out about it. It's not something to stress about. It really is something that you learn as you progress. You learn as you do it. You learn after that first hike in Field Med. If something's uncomfortable or if you want it packed a different way, you'll know. You'll know exactly how you want your shit done after that first hike. So go ahead and try. It's all, at the end of the day, it's all personal preference. So everything that I say here is based off of things that I do personally that make it easier for me to hike. That is it as far as the packing the rucksack video goes. Like I said before, if you guys really want me to unpack all of that and then repack it, I will do a time-lapse video with a voiceover of actual real tips on how I legitimately pack. But if the video doesn't receive enough feedback on people wanting that, then this is the video that you guys are gonna get. Excuse me. This is the video you guys are gonna get, and I hope it helped. If you like this video, go ahead and like it. If you dislike it, go ahead and dislike it. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Very tough skin. But with that being said, if you made it through this video, please subscribe to my channel, because it really makes me feel good about myself, because I love social validation. I'm just kidding. It does encourage me though to make more videos. I'm really bad at consistently making videos, I know, but you know, it is what it is. And I hope this video helped at least one person out there, because I know that there aren't very many videos about this kind of stuff. So if it helped, I'm happy. I hope that you guys use at least one or two of the little things that I suggested, and have a good night or day wherever you are, whatever time you're watching this. And if you're on your way to Field Med, good luck. You're gonna do great. It's very passable. You're gonna have fun. It's gonna be probably one of the most fun times you'll have in the Navy. Although when you're there, it doesn't seem like it. But once you leave, you'll miss it, I promise. So take a chill pill. Don't stress, you got it. And with that being said, I'm gonna go because I'm hungry and I don't wanna eat in front of you guys. So yeah, this is awkward. I suck at outros.